Hi students, so we're going to continue working in our financial template, and you can see I have uploaded my floor plan here. It's a pretty small clinic, just 2 exam rooms, procedure room, consultation, a break room, a business office, couple restrooms, and a waiting room. So my total square footage for this clinic is 1,540 square feet. You get that by multiplying the total length by the total width. So I'm going to enter that number here, and you can see it automatically calculates the total cost for the building. I'm also going to have a little bit fewer number of parking spaces. I think I only need 15 parking spaces, and that's going to calculate that cost at $3,000. So the total cost to build my clinic is $234,000. I also entered all of the furniture that I'll need. I entered that on this tab so you can see all of the furniture that I've chosen and the prices. I got these from tigermedical.com. You can see the total is $17,725. That number automatically rolls forward to this cell here into furniture. I did the same for equipment. You can see the equipment that I've selected, the total cost of $10,250, and the websites that I chose my equipment from. I did put in $2,500 for various supplies, cotton balls, tongue depressors, syringes, gloves, things like that, just to get us started. So that total also automatically rolls forward to the equipment cell here. And so right now, the total needed for our startup is $261,975. We are not going to factor in operating expenses at this time, so we need a total of $261,975. We have $100,000 in owner's equity that we can put toward that cost. So let's see how much we're going to need to borrow from the bank. So you're going to take your total needs, subtract out the amount that you have to put toward. So right now we need $161,975 in a bank loan to add to our $100,000 owner's equity to meet our total startup needs of $261,975. The next thing we need to do is determine our payroll. What's our staffing going to look like? You can see I've already entered for my clinic a physician assistant, office manager, 2 nurses, and a receptionist. Your needs may be different for your clinic depending on how big your clinic is, how many patients you plan on seeing. That's going to determine how many physicians you need, how many nurses you need, if you need a registered nurse, licensed practical nurse, office manager, and receptionist. So what I would like for you to do is go to the RCC website, go to Student Services, go to the Career Center. All the way down at the bottom, there's a button for Career Coach. This is really neat because you can search different careers and it shows you what's going on locally. So I'm going to just check and see what doctors make locally. I am going to hire a family and general practitioner. And this page is pretty neat because it tells you what they do, what kind of education's needed, the pay range for this area, and you can see it's got our local region here. Is it growing or declining? If there's going to be a demand soon due to retirement in the near future. And also, who is hiring locally? So I can see here the beginning salary for a family practice doctor is $130,000 per year. Median is $132,000, high $134,000. So since we're a new clinic, we're going to use $130,000 per year as our salary for our physician. So I'm going to go back to my template, and I'm going to plug in $130,000. So I want you to do the same for the rest of your positions that you have, and it's going to give you your total annual salary, and it's also going to tell you what your monthly salary expenses are going to be. That number is going to automatically roll forward once you've filled in all the positions you need to your break-even tab, so you can see my monthly salary expense has rolled over. It's $25,916.67, and it also automatically calculates my payroll taxes for me. So the next thing we're going to talk about is break-even. What is break-even? Well, break-even looks at how many patients you need to see per month just to meet your overhead cost. What you see I have here is my monthly fixed cost, and I factored in advertising, bank fees, debt service. I don't think my debt service is going to be quite that high since I'm only going to borrow a little under $200,000. Let's leave it for now. My insurance needs, internet service, license, and dues. I've plugged in 3 different miscellaneous expenses of $500 each just to cover expenses that may come up that's unexpected. My payroll has rolled forward, and then you can see the rest of the fixed expenses. So these are monthly costs that I'm going to have just to open my doors. It has nothing to do with the number of patients that I see. What you have over here is my payer mix, and you can see I have self-pay patients, third-party payer, which is your private insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid. These are the average cost or average price we get per each of these payers. And this is the percentage of the patients that we see in each of these categories. So you can see my average unit price for my payer mix is $73.60. That is the average price that we get per patient on any given day. We also have an average variable cost. That's the cost it's going to cost us to see those patients. So that's going to be those variable things that we have to replenish when we see the patients, like the tongue depressors and the gloves and the syringes and things that are used up. And the more patients we see, the higher that cost goes because we're using more of those supplies. So our average variable cost is $6 per patient. What you do is determine your contribution margin. The contribution margin is after I've met those variable costs, how much of that income can I apply toward my total fixed cost each month? So you can see out of that $73.60, taking out the $6 for the variable cost per patient, I have $67.60 per patient to be applied toward my total monthly fixed cost of $40,973. So what does that mean? How many patients do I actually need to see? Well, if my contribution margin is $67.60 per patient, I need to determine a monthly, a weekly, and a daily break-even point to see how many patients I need to see each month, week, and day. My monthly break-even at that contribution margin, you can see it takes my monthly expense, divides it by my contribution margin, and that tells me I need to see 606 patients per month just to break even. That's just to meet all of my expenses. It automatically calculates my weekly break-even point, 140 patients. You can see that takes the monthly and divides it by 4.33. And then my daily break-even takes that weekly and divides it by my number of days open per week. Now, some clinics close early on Friday and they're only open 4.5 days a week. So say we close at noon on Friday, you can see that bumps my daily break-even up to 31. So if my operating hours are Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and then Friday, 8 to noon, I need to see 31 patients per day just to break even, just to meet all of my expenses. That is not including profit. So we're going to stop here with break even. We will move forward with cash flow and our income statement next time.